Hello and welcome to another episode of Materialistic, where we're going to be turning down the first one of the green and white blanks that I had done. This one is the control as I made it, basically. So we're going to start off by making the section. They're all going to be the same design unless I mess it up. And yeah, we're going to go from there and see what they look like at the end and then compare them. So this is 18.6 to begin with. So we want to get that to 12. .6. So when I've done the section, we'll talk a bit more about the blank and the way that the swells are going. And we'll go from there. Okay. I'm going to keep this video running. And I'm going to talk most of the way through it, and I'll make the odd cut here and there. Save my sanity. Okay, so this is approaching the right length. There we go. 0.06 of a mil off. I can deal with that. Could do this bit by hand, it's a bit quicker. It's only the last mill that I need to actually do it the slow way. Okay. I'm not worried about the finish on this for now. So I learned to use a lathe with, well, just doing it completely manually, no automation. So I'm used to doing things this way. .6. That should be dead on 12. 11.95, that'll be. So this will be the moment of truth. See what the rest of the blank is looking like. When this slows down, we'll be able to see what's going on inside. First things first, I need to turn down the tenon. So we've got the white separated quite well with the green and nice swirls in there. You've got the two distinct different greens there as well. You've got the nice colour separation. Once this brighter green comes in, it will be quite nice. But what we'll do is we'll continue making this section. Right, so we'll put in a bit of lube. We're going to be threading. If that moves. So delicate bits like this I tend to do by And rather than using the machine, because then you don't risk stripping the threads. There's the test piece. Yep, threads are fine. Oh well, looks like I measured a bit wrong. So it's got a little disc. Yeah, you can see in the inside there what the swell is going to be like. No, you won't see it from that end, but you know. Right, so let's have a look at this blank in full. So this is what we've got left for the cap and the barrel. So I am thinking that we have the barrel coming in this end. We have the join here, with the cap coming in this end. But we'll do the rest of the section first. That should fit nicely. So now we have the depth of what we need to drill. I'm liking that section as well. It's quite pretty now it's come out. So we are going to go in, barrel this side. First things first, turn it down to size. Going to be about 15 or 16 mil. Now, I did test this lathe the other day and we don't have much deviation from one end to the other, which is good. So again, one more look at that. So this is before it's turned, and I'll stop it and I'll let you look at it after each layer. So like I said at the beginning, this is, you see that? About 18.5 mil. We're going to try and get it down to, well, I say try, we are going to get it down to about 15, 16, that sort of diameter. Probably close to 16, if I'm honest. Do like a chunky pen. Zero everything up here. I'll take off roughly a mil at a time. As I slow down, you'll see more detail. Ooh, I like that. That's very pretty. Right, so that's with 1mm turned off. So it's about 17.5. So we go down another mil and we'll stop it again. And you should see the pattern will change the more we take off. And again, there's the pattern. So more of this dark green has come out. Got a lot of swirling up here. I like this bit. So our barrel is probably going to end up being that. And there we go. So this is what we're left with. I mean, there are some nice swirls down here, but we're going to be cutting off this end bit. So we're going to be getting the swirls here anyway with the cap. But I think that makes a nice barrel. Yeah, I like that. So what we'll do, I'll just quickly turn the other side off. Have a look at that end. I normally quite like the end bits. Right. So now it's time for the cap threads. There we go. So that's the section, that's the cap threads done on the barrel. So with this one, because there are clear bits in the barrel, heat is the enemy. I'm going to lube the hell out of the drill bit, going at a slow speed. I'm hoping that each bit can go out like that. What we don't want is it to become powdery. Sharp drill bits help on this. Sharper the drill bit, the easier it will cut. Right. So that's much easier. There we go. So that is now ready for cutting. So I'll be back once it's cut. So here they are. Here's the cut-offs. Not so much swirling in them, which is a little bit disappointing, but Oh well, should still look good. So you've got the whole barrel there, and you've got the cap there. So we'll probably cut this off here. So you've got a little bit of clearance at the top. So that's our wastage from this blank. Caps are relatively quick to make. Once they're down to size, then it's pretty much, you just need to drill it out. Once it's drilled out, cap threads. That should be. Oh, it looks. Right, so this is the lathe and the sanding configuration. We've got the cap there. Just got to sand the saw marks off of the end. So this is the part that's going to be fairly monotonous. Not many people like this part of pen making, but I do. Because it tells you what your pen's going to look like at the end. That should be okay. I tell you what though, I'll just go for a little bit more, just in case. Right. So each level of the sandpaper is basically removing the marks from the last bit of sandpaper until you get to a point where the polish will fill in basically the remaining scratches. So the cross sanding, it should get rid of the radial scratches from where it's spun up. This is the area that you always get more scratches, because when it's spinning, putting your fingers this close to the spinny thing, or the chuck, is quite intimidating. And in the end, doesn't get touched at all when it's turning, because otherwise you end up slicing your fingers up on the sharp edge, which is kind of painful. I'm not sure everyone wants their YouTube video with loads of blood everywhere. After this one, this piece will be ready for polishing. And if I was going for a matte finish, I would just continue sanding on the lathe with higher grades of sandpaper until I'd achieved the look that I was wanting to get. Once this is done, I'll pop it over by the wood lathe for polishing. I won't do the polishing on camera because I need to concentrate on that bit, otherwise things fly off all over the place. and then we'll go to the bench and you can see the final pen. So that's ready to go. Obviously the threads will need cleaning when it gets into the house. And once again, back to the end bits. Get rid of those pesky saw marks. So doing this dry sanding, it's normally where I will end up with the blisters. That doesn't normally happen on this model because I'm only sanding 2 facets. And then after I've done this, I'm going to be going to edit this down to about 15-20 minutes of me talking utter nonsense. And then I will upload it and you lot can watch it. And that will be my work. Bank Holiday Monday. Done. It's only 10 to 1. You know, the end doesn't actually look too bad now I look at it. I quite like that. It's wisps rather than swirls. Then could be speaking complete nonsense again. Wouldn't be surprising really. Has been known to happen. Start my wife. Right, we are nearly done. So unedited, this video is probably going to be about an hour and 15 minutes. Well, probably about an hour and a half actually. Once I've sat down and I've shown you the pen and given you a writing sample and everything. So why did I pick as use for the design for all of these lovely green pens? Well, simple really. Don't involve any sort of tapering, so I don't have to faff about with that. Cut-offs give you a good cross-section of the blank, so you get to see it from 2 different ways. That's why. Of course, I'm going to find out that this video is completely useless because the sound of the lathe drowns out the sound of my voice, which would be a pain in the backside. Especially long enough in the video that I can just say pain in the arse. Last one, and then we'll check it under the light. I'll get on to shaping and sanding the section. Which is the bit where a lot of pen makers will look at me and go, "What are you doing, man? Are you insane?" Yeah. Right, so what we're going to do, go back a few steps, just resand the ends. Because the ends are the important bit of this pen design. So they're the bits that will catch the light. So any scratches on the end bits from either the sandpaper or the tooling will stick out like a saw fan. So you need to get rid of everything that's worse than working with black ebonite, which is another material that shows up every single scratch. It's much better. So what I'll do is I'll leave one as is and I'll do the other one, and then you can see the difference between the two once they're polished. Okay, so what's the barrel done? So this is a section, so leaving it hollow there. Two files. Flow it down. For sand. That pinch there should be about 10 mil. See how good my eyes are. My fingers anyway. 10.46 I'll do. So I'm hoping, normally I would have the light on this all the time so I could see the scratches in the material as I'm sanding. But I'm hoping that I don't have to resand this bit. That should be done enough. It doesn't have any scratches. And it looks fine. We'll see what happens. See you in a minute. Okay, so here it is. There's the pen. So these are the blanks that we've got so far that are going to be made into this design. This is the control, as it were. So we've got Fountain Telling, Enigma, Mad Science, Jonathan Brooks, Bob, and Turned. And then me. Hopefully in the future we'll get more blank makers wanting to get involved with this, but this is the first batch. There will hopefully be more. Okay. So this is the final pen. As you can see, the polish really has sort of worked, as it were. So that, there you go, there's the cap that didn't go through the second sand. If you compare that with the barrel, it did. They're pretty much the same, which is good. Now, I have inked it up. It's my workshop nib. So, there you go. So that's it, really. There you go, you can see what it looks like with a converter in it full of dark ink. So you get slight hints of it, which just darkens the green. And then on the section, you've got it pretty much see-through. And when it's closed, you can just about see hints of the nib coming through. So there we go. That is the first of the green blanks. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And take care. Have a good week, weekend, month, however long it is until I make another one. Bye-bye.